Alright guys, we're just finishing up a wonderful day. What you're going to see on this episode of DockSide TV today is shoreline fishing in Lake Bourne using a matrix spin with the avocado matrix shad, and we're going to also just simply sight fish some reds with the 1/4 ounce and 5/16 golden eye with the avocado matrix shad. When we came through the Wrigley's this morning, we were going to try a little bit of trout fishing. Maybe try underneath the L&N Bridge, but that was filled with a Navy armada of boat captains. So we went through there, left that alone, tried one little rig for some trout with no success. With this west wind, we figured butt up on the shoreline, the sun was coming up, and we're gonna show you guys how to fish these matrix shad products that are gonna be in your monthly bait box coming up for redfish along the shorelines of Lake Bourne. Hope you enjoy this episode of DockSide TV. All tails, bro.
That's all tails, yeah. All redfish.
You lost another one.
There we go. Double, baby.
That's as close as it gets. Avocado, matrix shad. Oh wow, look at all these tails. Look at all these tails. Holy mackerel. Wow. Go ahead and get them, Lucas. Get them, Lucas.
Got the perfect Louisiana morning. Nice west wind out here on Lake Bourne. Impressive group of fish tailing. I mean, honestly, if you had to like chalk up the perfect on a whiteboard look, probably 10 fish, all tailing, milling around, looking for bait. We were able to double up momentarily. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this.
Well, we definitely should have had a double there. That was a tremendous school of fish we just saw. At least 15, maybe more. I casted, hooked one, got off. Lucas casted 3 times. I think he hooked 3. All got off somehow. Just one of those fluky things. I threw back in there, bounced that avocado matrix. Pow. I mean, it was awesome watching all of those reds just charging the matrix one after the other. Now we finally lost sight of them. Pretty awesome sight right there. They ran like the world was coming on in.
There we go.
It's called double trouble.
Double, baby. Right. The man's got a pole between his legs.
I had to steal the cameraman's pole. Okay. Alright, this one on this pole is a lot bigger. Let's get the little one in real quick. We'll go over what the little one was caught on. You can see that's the spinnerbait. The old matrix spin.
There's Junior.
And then we got Papa Bear right here. It's gonna take a little bit longer. And what we're doing right now is we're going down the shoreline of Lake Bourne. And we're obviously looking for reds in the water, all the way out to maybe 10 yards off the bank. But where we're really seeing the most is we're looking tight to the bank, as you can see how close I am now. And you can see them tailing and doing some really cool stuff, as you saw in the last clip before, where Lucas pulled one out of a group pretty good sized group, probably 10 or more fish all together tailing. It was a really cool sight. I hope it shows up good on film on the camera. And then right here on this one, we seen one tail and do a turn. I hit him, and then as I'm fighting him, 4 more came out of this little pocket. So just a really, really entertaining way to fish. I really like doing this on a west wind, because what happens on a west wind is it's gonna suck the water out of our marshes, and it makes it real hard to fish at duck ponds like we normally do. And it makes it easy to see them on this Lake-Borgne shoreline. And it lowers the water a little bit to make it even easier to see them tailing and stuff like that. And it's just a perfect thing to do when the water's clean in Lake-Borgne. Let me go ahead and get this one in. I'm gonna need the net. Around the boat we go. Nice, beautiful. Probably 25 incher or so. Nice looking blue tail he's got. Come on in here, Big Daddy. There's Papa Bear. All right. Look how much he's got that choked down. He wanted that, y'all. That's as choked as it gets. Avocado, matrix shad. Awesome, awesome color. This used to be one of the most, avocado used to be one of the most popular by far colors we had in the Pontchartrain Basin. 2 10-pounders were caught on that exact color back in the early 2000s. Speckled trout, that is. Redfish love it too. I'm just throwing it simply on a 1/4 ounce and 5/16 ounce jig head. Just bouncing it on the bottom, and then if I see one, obviously it's a great bait to sight fish with. And then this one here was caught. Oh, where's the pole? The lure flipped out his mouth. Here it is here. This is our matrix spin. This is a great, great search bait. If you ever fish in a shoreline, it's a little cloudy where you can't see them. This is definitely what I'd have tied on. It's a matrix spin. And we'll go over some of the cooler things that this spinner does on why we made it like this, so on and so forth. Again, on the avocado matrix shad, this is my favorite size right here, the good eaters right there. All right, so in the last several DockSide TV episodes, you see us using a matrix crawl. That's because we love the crawl, awesome bait for a lot of different things, but that's a heavy vegetation bait. You can rig it weedless, like on the weedless hooks that we set in the last monthly bait box. That's the beauty part about the crawl. When you're up over the marsh and all of these duck ponds that are on the interior, they have a lot of grass and you need something weedless. Now out here in Lake-Borgne, it's virtually grassless, and you can use an open face jig head, whether it's like I'm using with the just simply a 1/4 or 5/16, bouncing it on the bottom, or if you want to use the matrix spin. Just an open face jig head's all you need, which is just, this is a 1/4 ounce on the matrix spin, because you're not going to catch a lot of grass. Now what makes this matrix spin kind of neat, and we really like this, it's a great bait, it's not, the spinner's not clipped on the end where it's just in a stationary position. It's on a clevis here. It can ride up and down the arm bar. It's just always at free motion. It's got a really good swivel on there. So this thing, like, it never hangs up. It's always moving, and that's a problem some spinner baits have, is they kind of hang up on the swivel and such to where the blade's not always moving. But this thing, this spinner is always moving and looks great in the water, and this is a fantastic redfish bait right here. Float his roll. This is definitely the biggest fish of the day.
You know, over the years, I've been a guide for the last 10 years fly fishing, and one of the things that I definitely noticed targeting these bigger redfish is that they're very curious. And I mean, once you're at the top of the food chain, no reason to be as scared of stuff. And so these bigger fish will actually come towards the boat, you know, especially if they're up shallow, tailing. I've noticed that even if you're poling a boat, which is what I did, but especially a trolling motor, these fish will come right at the boat. So a lot of times if you see them tailing up on the shore, pay attention, because they will actually be coming a lot of times directly at you from the front of the boat. This fish was in front of the boat. You know, put a nice cast on him with that matrix spin. He gobbled it up. We got ourselves a fight. All right, well, this is a beautiful way to end what has been a very productive morning of fishing. Between Chaz and I, we've hooked and caught quite a few. You know, anytime that you get a chance to sight fish something this size, I don't care if it's with a spin rod, a fly rod, or a cane pole. This is extremely exciting. Definitely the highlight of the day. And the best part is that this big baby gets to go swim and have a chance for you to catch it one day too. See, that water's pretty clean out here in Lake Bourne. Beautiful specimen. Nice big breeding male. Send him back to the depths.
All right, nice one to end it on. Hope you enjoyed this episode of DockSide TV. Doing something a little different. Fishing the Lake Bourne shoreline on a beautiful, sunny, super hot summer day. But the sun helps us out on seeing them, as we always talk about. Oh, that one's in there. Anyway, I'll get that out in a second. You want to get your hands on some of those avocado matrix shads, some lighter weighted GoldenEye, Bullseye, Black Platinum hooks. Make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait boxes. We're also going to have what Lucas was throwing all day today, the matrix spin, one of our favorite lures. Make sure to subscribe to our DockSide TV, as we've done this in several episodes, showcasing how to do this and when to do it on a west wind and why. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Subscribe to everything, and until next time, good fishing.